everybody, welcome back to GameFi. My name is Alex.
And my name is Dave, and welcome back to another edition of Alex's Board Game Stand, where we review kids' board games. And today we have another big box kids Haba game, and it is the Exhibition Dino, where you're trying to be a paleontologist and you're trying to excavate this weird dinosaur that
has 5 hands!
Well, 5 fingers. If he had 5 hands. Yeah, he has 5 fingers like a human, and she noticed that, and I thought that was pretty silly. But nonetheless, that's what you're trying to do in this game. It's really quite simple. You have a few utensils to use, and dinosaur is, what is he, kind of buried, right? And you're trying to knock these off and get bones, all the while accumulating these bones and getting the most at the end of the game and being the winner. So, what do you think about this game when you first seen it? What was your first thought? That was going to have a dinosaur, and so there was no mystery, but revealing the dinosaur was pretty fun, or was it? Let us tell you what we think about this game in our review. Let's show you what comes in the box, and then we'll get to our opinion. Let's go. Okay, so here are the stellar components that come in the box. It doesn't surprise me though, because it's just another day in the life of Haba. So now we're going to go over the wooden components, the hammer and the chisel, very well constructed wooden pieces, and then you got the young paleontologist and the dice, very good chunky pieces. We'll go over to the cardboard now. Me and Alex get a kick out of the dinosaur. It has human hands, but very thick cardboard, and the board is just as well, and then it has this kind of hole in the middle and this platform that you're going to be using in the game, and you'll get into what this cardboard piece does. But the coolest part I like are these kind of cubes. They're dice and they're like foamy. It's bounce one. So they kind of weirdly bounce. They absorb because they are softer, and some bones have more, well, some dice have more bones than others. I think the most bones you can have on one of these cubes is 4, and the least amount I think is 2. But those are all the components. There are more of these dice in the set, but now let me construct the board and show you how it's played. Let's go. Alright, so the game is really quite simple. It's a roll and move game, and all you're going to be doing is rolling and moving the young paleontologist, Timmy, around the board and executing what the space does. Let me zoom in to the space right now. Let's see if I can do that. So there are 3 different spaces. As you can see, this one indicates that you'll be using the hammer on this turn. This one right here is the hammer and the chisel, so you'll get the option to use both or at least one. The last space is that magnifying glass right there. So that means you're going to be taking one of these boulders from the deposit and rolling it. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So what do you do on your turn? Let me zoom out and I'll explain. Alright, so the game is really quite simple. All you do is roll the dice and then move Timmy clockwise and then execute whatever the space tells you to do. So we'll roll, we move 1, and this gives us the option to use both of these tools or one of them. We get 3 chances to knock over 1 boulder. If we knock over 1 boulder and it lands on a bone, we collect it and we gain a point. The person with the most points at the end of the game wins, and that's why it matters which boulder you're trying to knock off. And there are different numbers on the boulders, like 4 on this one and 2 on this one. Some are empty spaces, but you can only knock over 1 boulder on your turn, because if you knock over multiple, those go into the deposit, and that's how this gets stocked. And when you land on a magnifying glass, you will then roll this dice and try to get a bone and gain the point, but you won't get to actually give it a go at the tower. So again, let's try to actually win. The dinosaur is hiding in here, so let's actually 1 2 3. Alright, so this one landed on an empty space. I don't get it. It goes into the deposit, but as you can see, the dinosaur is starting to creep out. You'll continue to do this process, rolling and moving to the space, doing whatever it tells you to do, trying to only knock over 1 boulder until the end of the game is triggered, and that is when the dinosaur falls over. Now, that there are different variations of the game. If you want to do a harder game, you can say that person loses and everybody counts up their points to see who the winner is. Or in a kind of friendlier game, everyone just stops. That's the end of the turn. Everyone counts up their points and then they win. The other thing that can happen though when a boulder is falling, if it hits Timmy it will go into the deposit and you won't get it. So there's little things like that, but that simply is how the game is played. Visually appealing, but now let's give our opinion and tell you what we think and give this game a grade. Let's go. Alright, so that is Expedition Dino in a nutshell. Now, as we always do on Alex's Board Game Stand, we give the game a grade, a check minus being a stinker of the game, a check being a good to pretty good game, and a check plus being a great game. You just got to go out there and add to your collection. So, with that, we're going to let the kids score this game first. What are you giving Expedition Dino?
Check plus.
Check plus. And so why do you like this game so much? What was your favorite thing about it? The dinosaur, even though he has human hands, he's like a human hybrid of the dinosaur world.
They say it's a T-Rex.
Of course. So was that the only thing? But what else did you like about the game?
What else was yeah, well, I don't know.
You don't know? Did you like when you got to use the hammer?
Kind of.
Yeah, and did you have fun moving around the board and rolling the dice to do so?
Yes.
And what do you think about rolling these things and trying to get bones? Were you upset when you got a blank one, or
No.
you okay with that? I mean, so you liked everything about the game? Fair enough, and that's basically what we're after. Again, this game is for a younger crowd. Alex, your age, and I think that's about the tops, or maybe even 9, all the way down to, I think, kids from the age of maybe even 4 can enjoy this game. 3 is pushing it. So what did I think about this game? Again, take my grade as a grain of salt because this is designed for kids, but I ultimately gave this game a check. It is a good game visually. The components are stunning and a theme that I can really get behind. You don't really see many excavation and paleontology games out there, especially for kids. And Alex here, she really likes dinosaurs, and she really drew to this game. The strong points again of this game are the components, but the weak points are the game is kind of just there. So you can, tick away at this visually appealing tower that's in front of you. It's a roll and move game, so not incredibly exciting. And the one thing is you can use either this tool or this tool, or you can roll. And those are really the only options you can get. But it really doesn't matter what tools you are using. You most likely are going to be able to carefully knock out a brick, maybe 2, but some kids just like to wail on the tower, especially when the dinosaur is almost falling out. Anyway, but the game is there just to be there. It's not a strong feeling game, though what gives this game an appeal is the visual appearance of it, because if you see this at a table, you're going to instantly be drawn to it. Maybe not a game that you can replay a lot, but a game that can stay in your library and you can pull it out for a thematic purpose if somebody likes dinosaurs, and it can be one of those kind of gimmicky games. So that's what we both think about this game. A check plus from Alex, a check from me. I really do think that this is a solid game, but there are a few things that you can even house roll and make it even more interesting. We always like to house roll, right? Until the next time that we see you, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you are a new viewer and you like what you see, please click like and subscribe. It really does help us in the long run. Now, if you are a continued watcher, please just continue to help us out with the views and whatnot. You are the lifeblood, and we really do appreciate you very much. Also, a huge shout out to Haba, and a huge thanks to them as well. They did provide this review copy for us. So thank you for your continuing support. And until the next time that we see ya, I've been Dave.
I have been.
And have a great rest of your day and a great time with all the dinosaur games that you play. We're out, everybody. Bye.
Bye.